Day 90 or release day 7 for the test.
We're talking about that's the same as with
you are controlling these chemical responses and you're overcoming.
My focus is when I try to learn something.
The Easy Peasy Method is a book that the NoFap community does not want you to know about. It made me realize that the way that the NoFap community approached this is completely shit. We have been lied to, brainwashed to believe that quitting porn is difficult. We haven't been given the right framework to address why we keep coming back, even though we know we don't want to. The only answer they give us is just willpower. And yet we try and try and try, and we realize the insanity of trying the same things over and expecting different results. Little Dario found NoFap 2 years ago, and just like you, he went on the journey to abstain from it, to count his days, etching it on his walls, but he kept on failing, relapsing, and he had this self-hatred and this shame towards himself. He told himself, okay, I'm gonna go on a porn diet, but he's still drinking the poison, slowly killing himself. The Easy Peasy method is all about understanding, and once you understand, you can break yourself out of this perpetual cycle. This video is mainly addressing PMO, which stands for porn, masturbation, and orgasm. If you don't have porn, then you will not masturbate and therefore will not orgasm. So we need to understand. What do we need to understand? First is the brainwashing. This is the main issue that is keeping a lot of young guys from escaping this addiction. The brainwashing is all about believing that you're making a genuine sacrifice, that you're depriving yourself. Whether we realize subconsciously or consciously, we find some sort of benefit in porn. This is usually like a cope, where we feel like it alleviates certain emotions. It makes us feel less stressful, more at peace, as well as we believe it's pleasurable. Deep down, we know it gives us some sort of value. That's why we keep on returning. So what are the benefits to porn? There is no benefits. You know what are the benefits for simply exiting the cycle? To be free of porn, to be free. More time, more energy to devote yourself to the things that actually matter in life. Your relationships, your craft, your skill, yourself. Finally having this sense of peace that you've longed for, that you think porn provides. You're not going to levitate, you're not going to attract bitches, but it's going to allow you to grow. It's going to make it easier for you to develop yourself and really be at peace. When people try to quit, they feel that they're making some sort of sacrifice and they feel so sad, they're deprived, and they mope around because they are brainwashed to believe of this perceived benefit. Porn does not alleviate stress, but makes you feel more stressed when you don't have it. Porn does not alleviate boredom, but creates it. Porn does not alleviate anxiety, but makes you feel more anxious. Whether you consciously or unconsciously recognize this, you believe porn has some sort of benefit, but it doesn't. You need to understand that porn does not fill the hole that you think it does, that it alleviates the emotion and it makes you feel alright. It actually causes the emotions that you want to alleviate. It is the perpetual cycle, the trap that it gets you in. And I know for certain you don't want to watch porn. I know that. If I could go back 7 years ago, I could smack little Dara in the face and tell him to stop watching, because this is such a dangerous stimulant. We don't want to watch it anymore, and we're addicted. If we use a heroin addict for an example, we wouldn't want to be the heroin addict. We pity him. He doesn't really have a lot going for himself. His money's being drained from this drug. His time is being spent from this drug. He's quite stressed out. The withdrawal symptoms are kicking in. He takes another shot and he feels so much better. He alleviated the pain. But this pain was caused from the drug itself, the withdrawal symptoms. You watch porn and you feel crap, but then you go back to watching porn again so you can actually just feel normal, feel okay. This is the dangerous trap and cycle that it hooks you into. So let me break down why we feel empty when we quit. I think this is really important to understand, like the dopamine reward system and baselines. So everyone has that dopamine baseline. This is in charge of your drive, your motivation, and your body movement. When you have a high baseline, you're quite hyped up, you have that drive, that motivation, you want to achieve everything. When you have a low baseline, you're tired, you're moody, you're anxious, and you feel empty. The way PMO impacts you is that you get this initial big spike from it, but after the spike there is a crash, and you get this extended prolonged period of a decreased baseline. This is what you call the pain and pleasure balance. The more instant gratification you chase, the more likely you're going to feel pain afterwards, that crash. But the more delayed gratification you pursue, the more pleasure you'll get afterwards, and you will not get the negatives of getting that crash with delayed gratification. So you're going to feel empty at first, The monster's going to tell you to jack off and it's going to try and persuade you. Now you could mope around, feel sad that you couldn't watch porn again, or you can realize that these are just thoughts. It is the judgment of the thoughts that hurts you. And this is kind of like some sort of mindfulness training where we acknowledge the thought and we realize that it doesn't dictate my actions, I dictate my actions. There's no need to use willpower because of this perceived sacrifice. There's no need to mope around. Be happy, you're free. From this day on, you're free. Now, I know you probably have a lot of questions that I can't answer right now, but my call to action to you is simply just to be curious, learn about addiction, learn about dopamine, learn about the withdrawal symptoms. And my practical step is to read the Easy Peasy method, which I put in the link in the description below. You can check it out there. When you start to understand about dopamine and addiction, you start to look at things from an objective point of view and a logical point of view. My name is Darius, and if you've been watching up until now, you're clearly interested, so subscribe to the channel, like the video, because we need this video to be carried out to the algorithm, so we can help other lost guys escape this addiction and finally be free. Remember to always stay curious, and I'll see you next time. Peace.